Hey, Nate Webb from the Webb Law Firm here. I'm coming to talk to you about how to get a restricted driver's license if your license was suspended. Most of the time, the license is suspended and you're coming to me because it was suspended due to a DUI and a DOL administrative hearing, which you probably did not win because those hearings are very difficult. The burden of proof is very low. I did a video about it. I'll put it right here. And so you're at the point now where you want to choose to drive or not. And so you've chosen to drive, and now you want to go through the process of applying for a restricted driver's license. So if there was a suspension, it's a first offense DUI, and you took a breath test, the suspension is, no matter the result of the breath test, the suspension is going to be for 90 days. And you can apply for this restricted driver's license. Here it is here, and I'll put the link below on how to go to DOL's website and to do that. It's $100. It's a non-refundable $100 application fee. It takes them about 7 to 10 business days to process it. They will not process it until they get proof from you, first of all, of the application. You can either mail it in with your check to DOL, or you can go to any DOL office and do it there. But they won't process it and approve the license until you show them proof of ignition interlock installation on your personal vehicle and SR22 insurance. That's high-risk insurance. You still keep your normal insurance, but you then get this rider or this high-risk insurance called SR22 insurance. Now, for those of you, well, first of all, if it's a refusal of a breath test at first offense, then you're going to look at a year license suspension, but you're still eligible to apply for this restricted license. So if you are driving a work-owned vehicle, an employer-owned vehicle, you can drive that vehicle with the owner's permission or your employer's permission by filling out what's called an employer ignition interlock device waiver. And so that allows you to drive that work vehicle during work hours for work purposes, but you still have to maintain the ignition interlock on your personal vehicle. So you can't get away with not having an ignition interlock at all. During that 90 days or a year, whatever the suspension is, you will have to have an ignition interlock, but you can drive the employer-owned vehicle, but again, you have to get permission from your employer. This will not work for commercial driver's licenses, so it's only for personal driver's licenses. It doesn't work for CDLs. If you had a suspension in the last 7 years, a prior DUI, then this suspension is for 2 years, but you're still eligible to apply for this. I'll put all the links below so that you can do this. One caveat I wanted to go over with you is that once the suspension is over, so whether you choose to start driving on a restricted driver's license on day 1 of the suspension or day 10, once the suspension is over, the restricted driver's license is no longer valid. And DOL does not make this clear to you. And I have a lot of people say, well, I'll just continue to drive on that restricted license until I have the time to go and reinstate my license. No, the restricted license is no longer valid, and you would be driving without a license. You'd be driving suspended, actually, in the 3rd degree, because you're eligible to reinstate. You just didn't reinstate, but it's still a criminal offense. So caveat, you must reinstate your license after the restricted license or the period of suspension is over. So again, DOL does not make that clear to you, and don't make the mistake, because a lot of times if the criminal action has already started, one of the conditions of release are that you drive only if you're validly licensed and insured. And if you got caught driving during the suspension, which is driving while license suspended 2nd degree, or after the suspension is over but you had not reinstated, that's driving while license suspended 3rd degree, and it could be a violation of your pretrial conditions of release. So if you have questions about any of that stuff, feel free to reach out to me, webattorney.com. Again, Nate Webb. I've been doing this for over 21 years. I've helped thousands and thousands of people with their DOL and DUI issues, and we've been very successful at what we do. I know the ins and outs of it all, so please feel free to contact me if you have any questions. All right, take care.